Hi guys, it's Nico. So the last time we did a shape video, I showed you the tower shape and discussed how it was much stronger than it looks. This time I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to show you a shape that's much weaker than it looks. And I don't know if this shape has a name in Japanese or Chinese. I'm assuming it probably does, but I've never heard of one in English. So I'm going to call it a bird. So this is like, you might imagine like children draw birds. So it's a bird with a hat. And here's the hat. All right, so it's the bird with the hat. And essentially, when you see a bird with a hat, this is a case where I recommend to cut first and maybe not cut first, think later, maybe just cut first and then cut later. Because usually what you do is you're going to cut, and then you're going to cut, and then you're going to cut. Okay? And the most common time when you'll see the bird with the hat, and when it is a complete failure, usually, is when you'll see this in an attempt to connect on the second line. So this is the way it's going to look, and it's going to be black's turn, and he's going to play here. And in this situation, white will cut, and cut. And in this case, black completely fails. The stone is actually captured. And we notice that the hat here is doing a good job. Now, sometimes black can resist here by playing a move at this point, not a square, an actual move, please, here, and trying to cut this way. And depending on the situation, this sometimes can work. Very often, this single white stone will not be so isolated, though. White can have another stone here or something like that, and if that's the case, then it usually doesn't work, because if black were to try this kind of thing, you just connect, right? So despite the fact that it's very common and very frequently seen that the bird with a hat fails as a connection method on the second line, you will see that it tends to fail as a connection method otherwise. And I've got another two examples for you, but before we do that, I just want to show you an alternative to trying to connect with the bird with the hat, which usually doesn't work. Here's another technique you can sometimes use, which is just to play a move like this, which is a diagonal move from one side and a long knight's move from the other side. And the point is that if white plays here, you're going to clamp, and then playing above or below or miai, and this can sometimes get you out of the trouble that you can run into if you play with the bird with the hat. So here is the first alternative case where I'm going to show you this. White attempts to connect here. And we'll notice that this is on the third line, not the second, but white is still making a bird with a hat. And so black immediately cuts, which is correct. And in the game, white did this, but you will see that if white tries to resist this way, black will cut correctly, and then this is just double Atari and white is falling to pieces. White can attempt to resist like this and try to fight back here, but this is not going to work because white is dying. Okay. And the last example I'm going to show you is from one of my games, and I was white in this game. And black attempted to connect here, and in this case does so by making a bird. And here is the hat. And white absolutely should cut this, but I missed this in my game, and I just played like this in an attempt to reduce this black area and ended up sacrificing these stones. We did something else over there. However, the correct technique here is to cut the bird with the hat. You clip its wings, so you cut here and then you cut here, right? And then if black tries to resist like this, again, white does sacrifice this and reduces this area, but he does so while capturing these 4 stones. If black tries to resist anything like this, it actually makes no difference whatsoever. Black is still dead. So when you see a bird with a hat, you clip its wings on both sides, and it will not be able to fly. And you might notice that this bird is facing the exact opposite direction. It's not even black trying to connect along the edges, trying to connect in the center of the board, but it's still the exact same problem. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on another occasion.